Alright, this is technically going to be regarding a lot of people that you thought were important in your life and realizing that you are not that important in theirs. It's a very painful, hurtful thing to think about because, especially with people that you care about, you start to realize that you're not really that important to them as you thought you were. And it's like a one-sided type of relationship. I'm not saying that uh because the thing is that you have all these memories, these emotions of longing to be connected with a group, right? Everybody wants to be in a group with people. People want belonging. People want connection. And even though I am introverted, excuse me, just because uh I think I am introverted. I try not to be, but I really am. But even if you are like extroverted, introverted, ambivert or whatever, you still want connection. Like regardless of what type of uh social person you are, regardless of it, you will always want to be connected with another human being, albeit a even if it's like it's not the same way with your like family members, of course. I think with your family members it's a little bit different. But of course, like with people, like in a actual social setting with friends, relatives, whatever, like people that you're not really, you know, you know what I mean. But people will want to be in a situation where they have somebody or a group that they are able to connect with. And you start to realize that you don't have that anymore, right? Like people love to be in a group. People love to have at least one friend that they can be very close with, that they can just call up. And to be honest, I kind of do, right? I kind of do, but it's like people change, people shift, right? Like you have this friend that you talk to, that you always hang out all the time, but then it always changes. You know, like people, you start to realize that people just come and go. Things change, people change, your relationships changes, except with your life partner, but that's a different topic. It kind of sucks, it kind of hurts when you think about all the memories that you made with certain people, knowing that you won't be able to have those moments again. And these memories, you take them with you, but you don't take the person with you. And as corny as that really sounds, you can talk about how corny or cringy these topics are in my videos. It is true. I understand they are very cringy and corny, and it's a bunch of like willy nilly. It sounds like a bunch of whatever. But like the thing is with with these types of relationships is that some people have been in these friendships, these connections for so long that now when it's gone, it's like a big part of your childhood or a big portion of your life just ended. Like that would hurt literally anybody who cared so much about these types of things, who cared about these types of relationships that you had with other people. And if it ends, of course it's gonna hurt. It's gonna be painful. You're gonna be thinking about it. It can also distract you from things in your day-to-day life, like exams, jobs, work. It's pretty difficult. But life goes on, life moves on, and then you kind of start to realize that maybe you should just spend some time alone and just meet people naturally. Like for me, I'm not really, I'm not really one to, like I think relationships, they just come and go. That's what I'm starting to realize now. Like you meet new people naturally, meet people randomly, and like of course you can force these types of things. Like you can literally go out to anybody and create like service level relationships, if you know what I mean, like acquaintances. But then if you want a deeper level, that I think that has to come a little bit more natural, and it's because that's why those types of connections are a lot more rare than just going out to somebody and just meeting them. Maybe I might be wrong about that. Maybe I have a different perspective than what's reality, but from my experiences, that's just what I've learned, observed. But it's just kind of hard to think about a lot of the memories, a lot of the people that you have met along the way, knowing that those bonds that you've had are not the same. In a way, it's like it basically just feels like it's just worn out. And it's a little bit disheartening because you never really expect these things to happen, but it does. And you don't realize it. That's why it kind of hurts so much because you never really realize it. It's like, I mean, maybe you realized it before, but you kept ignoring it, but then you start to realize that ignoring it is just not really, you're just hurting yourself along the way. So you kind of just like leave it be. But it kind of hurts when you realize these things, but as you get older, that's just what happens, you know? Like I'm a full grown adult. It's gonna hurt, but you kind of just have to move on with your life. You kind of just have to keep going. And there's not really much you can say about that. But it really sucks when you're in those positions. You have to make a decision. Be like, okay, basically, I just have to cut this person off, right? I don't know why it's shaking. Am I touching it? But the thing is, it's not really like formal, right? Like it's not a thing where, um, it's not a thing where you literally just say like you put in your resignation letter, right? It's not like that. It's more like, um, it's more like just drifting apart. You just one's exiting, one's going this way, one's going that way, and you don't realize it until you guys are like further out there. So that's why it's a little bit. It's just very painful because you don't realize it until it's literally gone. Of course, that's the same saying that everybody says, right? Like everybody says that saying. Like you don't realize it until it's gone, you know. But I like drinking this honestly because it's like literally 5 calories, and it's like it tastes good too. Well, it's not. I mean, it tastes alright, but you missed them. I'm gonna, since I'm gonna end this video soon, you just missed them. You just do. Okay, you just miss all these people that are not in your life anymore, and it kind of sucks. But you can't really do nothing about it because you can't force people to hang out with you. You can't force people to like you. You can't force people to be in your life, and you can't force yourself to be in other people's lives. Okay, if you're not that important in their life, you can't just force it. Like that's what I'm talking about. Like you can't really force certain relationships. Like they kind of happen or form naturally. They build naturally. Like these things just happen. So you can't force yourself to be important in other people's lives. But it's gonna suck because you can't do anything about it besides sit there and just watch it. Just sit there and think about how you are not that important. You are not friends with them anymore. And I probably sound like a bitch saying this, but it sounds so corny, such a coward, and it's a very upsetting because it does distract you from a lot of the things in your daily life. Excuse me. Because emotions are strong, you know. Emotions are very strong, and you don't really realize how strong these emotions are until you try to control it. But the thing is that I think in a way you shouldn't actually control your emotions. I mean, you should control the actions that may be caused because of your emotions, but whatever you're feeling, you just got to let yourself feel these emotions. If you feel upset, if you feel angry, I think you just got to let yourself feel angry. But you got to watch what you do while you're angry, while you're upset, while you're frustrated. You just got to watch what you do. Like people keep saying you have to control your emotions, but I don't think you can control your emotions. You can only control the things that you do. And me being upset over the people that are not in my life anymore, or I'm upset with the fact that I was wrong thinking that I was a little bit more important in other people's lives, realizing that I'm not. It's very upsetting. But like I said, you kind of just have to feel these emotions. You just gotta feel upset and just go about your daily life. You just gotta keep going. I mean, you can't really do much about it, but like I said, you can't really do much about it. You can't really just force yourself to be more important in other people's lives, you know. But that's just how life really is. But hey, what do I know? I haven't really experienced much in life. I'm only 21 years old. I'll meet new people. Hopefully, you know, I become happier than I am now. I mean, I'm not happy, but I'm not unhappy. You know, I'm not happy. But I'm just gonna leave it to it. Hopefully, you like this talk. But anyways, hope you're doing well, and I'm gonna see you in the next video. Peace.